Hi, happy Wednesday. I'm Carrie Fox, and I'm getting ready to do this Wednesday Facebook Live in just a few seconds here at the top of the hour. Just making sure I have all my ducks in a row here. And looks like everything's going pretty good. Couple more things here. Whoops, that's not what I want. Okay, how about here? There we go. All right. So, as you know, this is my Wisdom Wednesday, which is at 1 o'clock Central Time every week. And this is going to be episode 86. And I really want to welcome you to this particular episode of my Wisdom Wednesdays. And today is where we're going to take a good and quick look at purpose, personality, and perception. It's basically from my perception, as well as tips and quotes and wisdoms that I've collected over the years. But first, let me get the screen changed to that. There you go, so that you can see my slides. And I always like to start these with a reminder that, with a reminder that you can live in harmony with the infinite wisdom that dreamed you into being. And today, this concept is really important and ties into purpose, because my perception of how this life, planet Earth thing works is that we decided to come here and to incarnate on this planet during this particular time period. We selected our parents and our family situation, and that happens for a myriad of reasons, as well as we chose where on the planet Earth we would be born, and that would help to set up the energetic relationship with our planet and with the other planets in the solar system. We also came here with intentions, and my belief is that the primary intention is to have a grand adventure. I'm telling you, no matter where you are in life, you chose to come down here to go on vacation or to play, and stuff has just gotten in the way. Excuse me. And then there are secondary intentions or purposes that range anywhere from what will the world be needing from you while you're incarnating on this time, and what will you commit to be doing in that particular situation and trying to help. And do you have any interactions with other people on their earth walks that you promised that you'd be involved in? So before I get too deep into all of that stuff, maybe I should kind of just introduce myself. If you don't know me, my name is Carrie Fox, and my main mission in life is to be a constant reminder of your infinite wisdom connection. I also help people transition from feeling wounded to being magnificent. And I do these weekly Wisdom Wednesdays because basically your thriving is my passion. So let's get to today's episode, starting with the concept of purpose, which has so many different meanings and interpretations. Some people think of it as healing or sacred or kindness or love or journey or gratitude or faith. Purpose. The dictionary states that it's the reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists, or as an intention or an objective. I tend to agree with this. Purpose moves people to remake the world. And if you would like to be inspired, just this last week, I found this wonderful website. It's purpose.com, www.purpose.com. And of course, today I have lots of memes and images and quotes that I want to share with you. The first is, go forward in life with a twinkle in your eye, a smile on your face, and with great and strong purpose in your heart. Purpose is the reason you journey. Passion is the fire that lights the way. One of my favorites. When you walk with purpose, you collide with destiny. Listen, fall asleep with a dream, wake up with a purpose. I'm a firm believer that sleep, which is the process of setting aside your 3D awareness and distractions, or meditation, both are great tools to receiving inspiration and knowledge of your purpose or purposes. Now, there have been so many books written that focus heavily on purpose that I wanted to make sure that I suggested to you today. The first is The New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, Awakening to Your Life's Purpose. Then there's The Greatest You by Trent Shelton. The subtitle is Face Reality, Release Negativity, and Live Your Purpose. There's Soul DNA by Jennifer O'Neill. Subtitle is Your Spiritual Genetic Code Defines Your Purpose. And there's Never in Your Wildest Dreams by Natalie Ledwell. And her subtitle is Tap into Your Hidden Gifts to Create a Life of Passion, Purpose, and Prosperity. And I have some inspirations for you today, like it doesn't matter where you are coming from. All that matters is where you are going. Thank you, Brian Tracy. And Jack Canfield. I believe if everyone fulfilled their deepest life purpose, the world would work perfectly. I so agree with this thought. Oprah Winfrey says, there is no greater gift you can give or receive than to honor your calling. It's why you were born and how you become most truly alive. And Marian Wright Edelman says, service is the rent we pay for being. Don't you love that? It is the very purpose of life and not something you just do in your spare time. You are here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold. This is how important you are. And our purpose here on earth is to manifest the very nature of our spirit, which is touched by the Spirit of God. Your life has purpose. Your story is important. Your dreams count. Your voice matters. You were born to make an impact. And the pen that writes your life story must be held in your own hand. And when you are surrounded by people who share a passionate commitment around a common purpose, anything, and in my worlds, everything is possible. Now, let me put a little reminder in here that if you ever want me to go deeper on something that I talked to you about, or you want me to focus on something, or if you want my opinion about something, just put it in the comments. I'll always read the comments, and maybe what you're suggesting will make it into one of the future Wisdom Wednesdays. So back to today. Everything on earth has a purpose. Every disease, an herb to cure it. And every person has a mission. This is the Indian theory of existence. A life filled with silly social drama and gossip indicates that a person is disconnected from purpose and lacking meaningful goals. People on a path of purpose don't have time for drama. I think that this is a Burchard, can't think of his name, Brendon Burchard quote. Okay, so those are some views of purpose. It's time now to mix in your personality. Now, this comes from so many different factors, but I'm going to start from the point of view of your pre-planning your incarnation that I hinted at earlier, about choosing where on earth and when you were going to be born and enter this 3D realm. And basically, the science of astrology gives you that information. Astrology calculates where different planets were in our solar system at the time of your birth. The space surrounding the Earth has been assigned sectors or sections. And if a planet was in a section, like Jupiter was in Pisces at the moment of your birth, it means that the planet Jupiter was in the section or the area called Pisces. The second part of your calculation in your astrology is how you interplay with this. What is your relationship to the planet? Where you were in Earth's position and the relationship of all that into space and time. Now, all of these, by the way, happen to be influences that you chose to help you on your Earth walk, which is your journey to fulfill your purpose. Astrological influences are, by the way, only tendencies that you choose or chose. But always remember that you have free will to go with the tendencies that you gave yourself when you came here, or to fight these natural tendencies. Free will, tendencies. A lot of people don't like astrology because they think it's cast in stone. Astrology is giving you tendencies and insights. And then we have, if you are new to astrology and you get kind of interested in it, for some reason in the last few months, I've been talking to a lot of people who don't know things about themselves that should be pretty basic. So there's a couple basic pieces of information that you want to focus on. There's lots of information. There's 9 planets and suns and stars and all the rest of the things that can be really involved. But if you want to learn really some true ABC stuff about yourself, then you want to focus on 3 things: where the sun was at the moment of your birth, where the moon was at the moment of the birth, and what planet was rising over the horizon at the moment of your birth. So in order to do that, you're going to need to know your birth date, your birth time, and your location. Now, if you don't have your time and location, just knowing your birth date, you can come up with your sun and moon information, which will be very helpful. But if you can find out your birth time, those 3 things really, really, really help you in figuring out stuff about your astrology. Now, the full astrological data would include where all 9 planets were, the sun and the moon, where they were all located in relationship to your body when you were being born in this space-time continuum. But for starts, pay attention to the sun, moon, and rising. Now, everybody knows, or everybody that I know who's interested in astrology has their own favorite astrologer. And there are plenty of them nowadays. They have websites and they have Facebook pages and they have YouTube channels. So when you're interested, go ahead and check some out. And over time, you will find ones that you like the way they give the information. My personal favorite is a website called Astrology Zone, astrologyzone.com. And it's Susan Miller is the astrologer. Now, she not only issues daily astrological hints and tips, but the one I use more than anything else, I occasionally use the daily, is the monthly astrological report. Someplace around the first of the month, give or take 3 or 4 days, when I'm setting up my schedule for the month, I will go into astrologyzone.com and I will find Scorpio for the month of blah, blah, blah. And that way I'll be able to see if there's astrological influences that I could maybe use to help something that I'm trying to do, or I have a little bug, or if there's astrological influences that are going to be detrimental to what I'm trying to do. And I will kind of arrange my schedule a little bit depending on the strength of what that is. So that is one of the things that can affect your personality, is these influences that you set up for yourself when you came down onto the planet Earth. You wanted yourself to be influenced in these ways and be this kind of a person. So another tool is a system that was discovered or created by a woman named Ariella Indigo, and she calls that soul purpose. Now, just like astrology can get very involved and detailed, and you can look at everything in detail, or you can look at the overview, which is the sun and the moon and the rising, the same thing is true with soul purpose. There are hundreds of pieces of information that intertwine with one another, but just even an overview can be really important and informative and helpful to you, and will help you focus and go, oh my God, I know that. That's true. I do feel like that deep down inside. Really informative. So what she does is she gives you a soul purpose profile. And this is all done for free. And when you go to her site, which I'll give you in a minute. And what you will do, it'll give you your profile. You can download the companion book, the cover of which is showing on the left-hand side of your screen. And then the numbers that are showing on your profile, you go to those pages in the book and it explains that about your life or your chart. Now, the things that she focuses on are your physical talents, challenges, and goals, your spiritual talents, challenges, and goals, and your soul destiny. So just like astrology, more and more people are getting into this every year. I was just amazed when I went on Amazon this week to set this up and realized how many people in the last blank years have written books on soul purpose. But she's the one that I can't remember if it's 10 years ago or something that I've been using this soul purpose chart or a system. But it can be found at AriellaIndigo.com, ARIELLA Indigo, INDIGO.com. And there will be a thing that says start here to get your free soul purpose profile. So if you're interested, you just might want to do that. Now, your soul purpose blueprint is a way for you to awaken to your true identity and fulfill your destiny. Now, I have one more tool I wanted to share with you today, and I have to admit that this tool is the reason that today's whole theme came to me. And full disclosure here, I love personality tests. I love tools like astrology and Myers-Briggs and Strength Finders and soul purpose assessments. They're kind of like catnip to me. I love what they can reveal to me or what they remind me of, what I might have forgotten. Now, a few years ago, I took this How to Fascinate assessment. It's created by a woman called Sally Hogshead, who is now an international keynote speaker, and she teaches her systems to companies and things like that. And what she focuses on mainly is how the world sees you and what skills you have in the way that you approach people and business in the world. But the profile gave me the results of what they call your primary advantage and your secondary advantage. And then from the combination of those two, I got a piece of information that knocked it out of the ballpark for me. I just went, pow. Yes, I know this way back from my childhood. To the depths of my very soul, I have a yes here. I recognized it. And it all started with showing me my primary advantage. So what these advantages look like are there's 7 categories. And this particular graph tells you if you end up in one of these categories when you take the assessment, like if your primary category is that innovation or passion or power or prestige or trust or mystique or alert, then it will say what people love about you when you're that kind of a person. For instance, if your primary advantage is passion, you remind people how to play. Or if your primary is mystique, you listen and you help people to solve problems, and they love that about you. Then the system shows you more about the different personality traits of those personality types, how those personality types lead, how they manage their time, how they make decisions, how they brainstorm and plan. Now, this is really, really good information, not only about you, but if you're in some kind of a group, or if you're an employer, or if you have a team, this is primo information. And then on top of all that, it takes it to a much deeper level when you know your secondary advantage. It puts it on a matrix. The primary is down the left-hand side and the secondary is across the top. And where these two things meet is your archetype. And there's 49 personality archetypes in the system. Myers-Briggs has 16, for example. This is so much better, so much deeper, so much more definitive. This is kind of like a perfect blend of purpose and personality. So let's see here. This was the graph and the information, by the way, that blew my doors off. It can give you a title like the Catalyst or the Victor or the Rock Star. And then it'll give you 3 key words of that type of archetype, what it stands for. For instance, the Catalyst, the 3 words are out of the box, social, and energizing. The Rock Star has these 3 words: bold, artistic, unorthodox. Don't these just make sense? And of course, you have the documentation to explain things even further. There's 16 to 20 pages of stuff that you get when you get this done. So how you add value to whatever you do, how you apply it at work, how you apply it in your family situation, how you apply it with your relationship with life on planet Earth and your purpose. And in case you can't tell, I'm a big fan of the information that you can gain from your assessment in How to Fascinate. One of Sally's mottos is, don't change who you are, become more of who you are. The basic assessment is $59. This is not a free one, but if you're interested, you just go to howtofascinate.com. Now, so with the inclusion of all the things that we looked at today, we can see what your purpose is and why it's important. You can see how you might look at it based on your particular personality type, from the aspects of your astrological influences or your soul purpose system, or from the Fascinate evaluation, and how all of that influences your perception of what you know you should be doing, or what you keep putting off and it keeps coming in or popping into your heart first thing in the morning when you wake up. There's this thing that you know you're supposed to be doing if you're open to receiving it. Well, all of these tools will help you. I hope today's episode helped to bring your awareness back to center here and the importance of living a life of passion and purpose and power, my motto. So your smile is your logo. Your personality is your business card. How you leave others feeling after having an experience with you, that's your trademark. And I have this one on my wall. I read it every day. A woman who walks in purpose doesn't have to chase people or opportunities. Her light causes people and opportunities to pursue her. Did I say that right? And all of this is available to you when you live in harmony with the infinite wisdom that dreamed you into being. Now, as some of you know, a lot of the work that I've been doing in the last few decades is working with wounded women. I've started a new Facebook group that we're turning into a tribe. And if you're interested in joining our tribe, the Facebook page is on top here, facebook.com/groups/falling in love with life again. So I didn't write the words of this down. Learn to get in touch with the silence within yourself and know that everything in this life has purpose. I want to thank you for spending some of your time and joining me today. I hope the contents inspired you in some way. And remember, live a grand adventure. It's completely up to you. And your thriving is my passion. So bye for now and go be awesome. So that's today's quick little Wisdom Wednesday, a little longer than I wanted it to be. I have so much information I love sharing with you guys. So please feel free to catch us every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Time. Right now it's Central Daylight Time. Later it'll be Central Regular Time, Standard Time. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. I so appreciate it. Hugs and blessings.